I won about in total $149.
Yeah.
Wow.
Had a little hiccups with some unfortunate people who joined the event, but I'm not going to call them out. They know who they are.
Okay. How was your weekend there, Dan?
It was great. I played football or soccer, as you say in the US, against a bunch of 12-year-olds and kicked their ass. But
Hell yeah.
now I can't barely
You sure showed them, didn't you?
So you showed a bunch of 12-year-olds that you're just bigger than them, you can knock them over?
No, I beat them at soccer, but then now I can't walk.
Sucks getting old, doesn't it, Dan?
Yeah.
Dan, I got a question for you. Dan, how tall are you?
5'11".
You actually answered and not in European terms because we're American and we use inches and shit. All right, cool.
Yeah, you haven't
so you're
the metric system, so.
Yeah, we have it
from America.
We're from America.
America.
So you're 5'11". How much do you weigh?
How much do I weigh? That's harder to convert, but maybe 160.
You times it by 2.2 for kilograms per pounds, or you divide it by it if you're trying to get kilograms. So, thank you, nutrition.
I answer 160.
Okay, so you're 5'11", you're 160 pounds, and you played soccer with 12-year-olds.
Yes.
You weigh like probably less than 100 pounds.
You probably you sound proud that you kicked their ass.
Yeah.
You're proud that you kicked their ass.
Yes.
Okay, now we know that.
I would
can't walk anymore, so you had to sacrifice something.
You sacrificed being able to walk for a week. I guess karma's got you there.
Hey, you gotta take your victories where you can get them.
We're 12-year-olds? The hell's wrong with you?
Hey, this fat boy is so out of shape. If I beat a 12-year-old at any foot-based activity, I would be proud.
After game of Street Fighter, you're so happy that you can press buttons faster.
Yeah. Woohoo!
What do you do do you do anything with Magic, Dan?
Did we lose him?
Dang.
No, he's there.
I'm here. I forgot an important detail to the story. They were all girls.
That's even better.
Goodness.
So you won.
Why would you admit that on air?
My friend, who is he didn't make it through the match. So he was the 12-year-old got him. He was posting
Girl
pictures
Scouts too? What did you
do?
That's how 12-year-old plays you.
Oh my god.
That's how 12-year-old plays you when you're not looking.
Have you guys ever seen Dodgeball, a True Underdog story?
Yes.
Oh, heck yeah.
It's awesome.
It's good.
Where they face the Girl Scouts in the first round of the preliminaries. We just pictured Dan doing that.
It was like Dodgeball, but we were the villains.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I bet.
Was it the Cobra?
The Cobras, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, the Cobras.
Yes.
Beat her to the floor. Oh yeah, I also watched I watched Extreme Rules this weekend. God, that was an awful pay-per-view. Holy crap.
I didn't watch it.
It was terrible. The only thing I watched was the return of Evolution, and Triple H just stop it. Just quit, dog. You're past your prime. Batista, retire. Randy Orton, I don't know what the hell happened to that guy.
Don't talk about my boy. I like Randy Orton.
Hey, Randy Orton he's quickly getting washed up. He's letting WWE screw with him. I don't know what he's doing. He needs to have the title back on him.
Yeah, but what do you do? Do you do anything with Magic this weekend, Dan?
No, very seldom on weekends. I usually play in the week.
Okay.
You didn't go to the card store and beat the little girls that were trying to learn? No?
No, I don't do paper magic.
That's on his bucket list for next set.
It's on his bucket list.
Go to the M15 pre-release and beat the 12-year-old girls there.
There are no girls at releases.
That's fine, the 12-year-old boy.
They're all here in New York.
Yeah, there's just one girl who comes to all the major tournaments at the shop near me, And she wears the most low cut whatevers she can and pushes them up to get distraction points.
You know what? I've lost
to win
because of that, so that's not even funny.
Wait, you what? Oh, you lost because of that?
I lost a draft. I got dead last because...
Yeah, well, I don't get that luxury. The girls that I freaking run into are actual gamer nerds. God damn it. They don't care about looking hot.
They have beards, right?
Hey,
well, oh no, I'm sorry.
They were wearing dresses, it counts.
Right.
I'm sorry. One of the girls that doesn't come around much to my local store anymore, but she cosplays. Ooh. She's good.
Yeah.
That's today's finance tip. If you want to sell paper cards, you should probably let a hot girl do it because they get away with overcharging a lot.
That is no doubt.
We're gonna get flamed for being sexist on
Yeah, we are.
I actually did that.
We're talking about kicking like 12-year-old girls' asses in soccer. And how girls have beards.
I know how this is gonna go after when Chris gets this to edit it. It's gonna.
Chris is gonna be listening to this. He's gonna message you and be like, "What the hell are you guys trying to do?"
Yeah, and then we're gonna consider this is episode 155, and there's never been a woman on the show.
Well, like, you know,
Quick,
why not?
I'll go get my daughter. Here, hold on.
Let's put some J-pop on and she'll do some characters.
What do you do again, Brian?
Well, not too much. I worked a little bit on the gauntlet and trying to get things finalized, trying to figure out what I'm going to do with the last couple of decks. I have a feeling it's going to be a top 4 for a long, long time. So I was looking into that, but took my...
You need any help with it, or...?
No, I'm just trying to think. I was trying to think of some way, because I have a feeling it'll stall with those 4, and especially after they get journeyfied.
Yeah.
Once Journey to the Next comes out, they're going to have a chance to update, so they can be more meta ready, and that's just going to make it take longer. So I was kind of wondering if I was kind of thinking up some plans if maybe have like a mini tournament if the brewers are able to meet up, but I'm not sold on that idea yet, but it might be something to do.
Yeah.
Kind of like just run a 4-man.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys want, I could stream you guys testing it. Unless you're gonna record. Well, you can record it too at the same time.
Yeah. I can. Yeah, it's okay. I'll let you know. I'll give you a shout.
Sweet.
The other thing I did, my daughter had one of her friends over, and they wanted to go to the mall. So I was like, okay, I'll take you. And I went and saw.
You didn't kick their asses in soccer? No.
No,
they
actually. Yeah, I know, right? We could have had a soccer match right there in the parking lot of the mall. And I said I'd have taken on all comers. Any 12-year-old girls?
We play Extreme Rules here.
Yeah.
Concrete and everything.
You just sounded like Randy Marsh from South Park in the change.
Yeah, he
did. Change.
Oh no, he's one of them.
Change zombies. Yeah, and then I went to while they were fiddling around in the mall, I went and saw Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. How'd that work out?
Don't say anything. I'm seeing it next week.
You're gonna be very disappointed. I didn't even see it, and I can tell you're gonna be disappointed.
Yeah, I know. I can tell in his voice too.
Yeah.
I saw Captain America.
You should keep your mind open when you go see that movie.
Which means the movie sucks if you're a big Spider-Man fan, but if you don't care, you're probably gonna like it.
I'll give it a shot because I'm already set to go with my buddies, but I'll see it next week. Don't say anything.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned,
no spoilers.
Tobey Maguire ruined Spider-Man, so.
Aw.
Yeah, this new guy does a better job.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah. Now they do a better job of making him more joking around and playful in this one. I will give them that. They kind of brought that aspect back to it.
Yeah, they made Tobey Maguire made Peter Parker a whiny little prick.
I'll be fair. James Franco was good. I'll be fair. James Franco was a good Green Goblin.
He's good in everything he's in. That's not even a fair statement.
Yeah, that's true.
That Oz movie was kind of janky.
He's good.
The Oz movie that he was in, that movie was kind of janky.
I like his Pineapple Express character the best.
You know, I have never seen that.
The movie's awesome.
Neither have I.
It's awesome.
That and then Pineapple Express 2 that they did in that Until the End of the World.
Oh, this is the end?
This is the end. when they made up Pineapple Express 2. Oh my god.
Could they not? I would have been happier if they replaced Michael Cera with Shia LaBeouf.
He is out of the picture. That's why in the new Transformers movie they had to reboot it, or not reboot it, but change the character because Shia LaBeouf is done acting and he is no longer.
I have a theory, and I think I'm going to blow everyone's mind with this. Is it possible that halfway through the script, Michael Bay actually looked like let's say Michael Bay was a real Transformers fan, 'cause he probably is. He probably read the script halfway through and was like, what the hell am I doing in this movie? But this is to rewrite. Someone get me a hot chick. That was it. Megan Fox is in there. And Megan Fox, she screwed her career.
Yeah, she did.
She could have been one of the hot new things in Hollywood for eye candy purposes. No offense to her. And she threw that away.
Well, yeah, that's all she was. Is the scene that comes to my mind in the Transformers 2
when she's on the
running away from the explosions in the desert and whatever.
In slow motion, yeah. I didn't exactly look above the midway on that scene.
Right, yeah. I couldn't see the pyramid.
She's got weird thumbs.
You ever seen her without makeup? Holy crap, is she some fierce ugly.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. We're talking about Pauper here.
Hey, to be fair, without makeup, Katy Perry is still hot.
Hey, she's great.
She is awesome.
Oh my god.
That's right.
I'm just picturing the email that I'm gonna get from Chris when he edits this. So.
Well,
hey, to be fair, Dan started it. He talked about kicking little girls' asses.
Let's just name this episode Objectification and just be done with it. Admit our argument up front.
Or the Michael Bay revelations.
Yeah.
Anyway, is that all you did this week? How you do anything with Magic, Brendan?
With Magic, no, just played some more of the Gauntlet and posted it.
Okay, cool.
Isn't that technically playing Magic?
Yeah.
And how did you ruin my deck? And why is my deck I championed out of it now? What did you do wrong?
Hey, my deck's out too. Don't feel bad.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened.
It's the Gauntlet. Crazy stuff happens. Sometimes I get distracted. I got texts to send.
No, okay.
I got posts to do.
This is an acceptable.
So I just kind of phone it in.
This is acceptable.
He played the decks wrong, and he doesn't want to tell us that he did it.
No way. I played them perfectly. All of them.
Yeah, just like you didn't shuffle cards on air and blame it on me.
Exactly.
All right. Nick, what did you do this weekend?
I had my son.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's 9.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying like he.
Yeah, I thought you had it.
No.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like,
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I had him over.
Okay.
For the weekend.
I'm following you now.
Yeah, I spent time with him, and then I couldn't do Magic this weekend, but we'll be doing Magic on Thursday in Nate's group. Yeah. And then I've been working on Commander's HQ. So. Yeah.
This whole idea was his idea for the show. I'm just kind of the one that has the connection to get things rolling. So.
Well, I think I speak for the three of us when we wish you two the best of luck.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks. Well, we have another guy, Alex Bernick, but he couldn't be with us tonight. I was going to see if you want to come. He's busy tonight. He works early, I think. He's a welder. He's joining us on Wednesday with our first recording. So. But yeah, what did I do this week? I played EDH, and because I can't do much at the brew right now because the new cards have to come out. I played what started out as a simple with my friend Garrett. What started out as a simple just how to fix my artifact deck turned into completely staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning and fixing it into an Esper combo deck that can actually utilize eggs.
Scrambled or sunny side up? I had to do it.
I can actually utilize the egg combo from the other deck, dealing damage without the spell bomb, instead using Debt to the Deatless and Exsanguinate and pull it off. And that combo, I have a special combo for that, and then we figured out another cool interaction, which I can leave for the other show once we get that far. But yeah, so I did that, and I was testing that deck out, and I had to deal with some very hard feelings over False Prophet, and I had to deal with that situation. So yeah, but other than that, that's all I really did. Just kind of hung out by my fire because I have it's spring now, or summer. We finally got summer.
What a terrible scene. Wait a minute. I just heard the card shuffle. That wasn't me, Chris. That wasn't me. I just heard it. My cards are sitting right here.
So
shut up.
So I've been just hanging out. I've just been hung up by my fire and did stuff with the family this weekend, and that's about it.
Oh, I almost forgot. I also played Pauper this week for the first time ever.
What? You played what?
I played Standard Pauper today. I did it.
How'd that go for you?
Awesome.
It was awesome. I played PK23's Black Red White deck that my friend Gordani revised, and the deck list was awesome. Round 1, I faced off against Scion of Justice, who was playing White Weenie, and I unfortunately had too many removal spells for him to deal with. And then round 2, I faced off against a friend Adner, who was playing Mono Black and promptly got my ass whooped by Grey Merchant, so that was great. And then I played against a Bant deck, and then 3 turns in, Lord Worth decided to say no. Meaning the entire server crashed, and Moto went down for like 4 hours, so I didn't actually get to finish the tournament.
That sucks.
Oh, that does suck. Wow.
I don't even blame Worth Wolport, because I know it's not his fault.
Yeah.
Despite what everyone may think, he's just the spokesman. He's not. The people who you think run Magic Online don't actually run Magic Online. So when you get angry at Mike Turian and Worth Wolport, don't. They don't. It's not actually their fault.
Yeah.
I am sure they would fix it if they could.
You know who? Yeah, right. You know who I think runs Magic Online? The people who design Duels of the Planeswalkers. That's who I really think runs Magic Online. Darth Vader's in there somewhere. Ah, shit, that's copyright.
Not if you sing it. I doubt they would lay claim to it.
Yeah.
I doubt they would even give a crap now. It's like 30 years later.
But, so it sounds like I ever had a decent weekend. What is news? We don't have any. Like, other than the fact that Commander's HQ is going to be kicking off this week, I really don't have nothing unless you guys have some news.
We're on the countdown to Vintage Masters.
Yes, we are.
I believe previews start in just 2 weeks.
Yep,
cool.
2 weeks.
Did they say that?
That's usually their MO. 2 weeks
I believe they said that they were going to start previews a month before Vintage Masters comes out. I think Vintage Masters comes out, the second week of June, right?
Yes.
Yeah, something like that.
They said, I remember them also saying that they were going to be very, very careful on what cards they spoil.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking forward to Vintage Masters because I actually kind of will. I'm just looking forward to it in general because I actually kind of want to start doing a little bit of EDH online. So
it will be a financial nightmare. I will be checking every morning and see what I have to sell immediately.
Oh, the market! We're gonna see the first ever official MTGO Wall Street crash.
Right.
Yes, I want video. I want the video of Dan sitting in front of his computer crying.
I will just sell quickly. I've sold most of the stuff that I think will come back, but some of the stuff was so cheap during the Flashback Drafts, so I had to buy it again. But I got rid of days and stuff, so it's all
Yeah.
I think I have a library and some burning wishes, maybe.
Yeah.
A library I have at least, but.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
the Library of Alexandria?
Yeah.
Nice.
You know, that card whooped my ass this week. If it wasn't for that card, I might have actually made it to the finals of that tournament.
Yeah.
Shoutouts to Call Me Dragon. He was the winner of the tournament, so shoutouts to him. Also, shoutouts to the Wolf, too. He was last year's winner, and he's still top 8'd.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
That's cool. But on to good reads. We do have some articles, and I think we'll just let Brandon do the first one, being it's his article.
Yay, me. Yeah, I did the... pardon me. Did my weekly article, Standard Deviations, talked about how things are going, and I just submitted the latest one today, so we have basically the next one for this week is already up, but let's take a look at what we got. Went through round 3, already started on round 4. Moving on to round 4, we had the Cyclops combo, Dimir Mill, Loyal Boros, Mono Green Aggro, Mono Red Aggro, and Rakdos Regenerations. Those decks have always been pretty strong. Played them pretty well. By the time this comes out, some other matches will already be spoiled, but Cyclops combo was pushed out of round 4. So it will not be moving on to round 5. So it was the casualty of this last round. Everything else is doing pretty good. It's really, excuse me, the decks that are left, even if I'm not the greatest pilot of them, they're so strong that they basically push themselves through regardless of my screw-ups.
Yeah, well, it's Dimmer Mill is really, I don't know, Dimmer Mill is hard to screw up. I mean, it's really, really easy. I don't know. I guess every time I've seen the deck, it's like, all right, you really start your turn with, are there creatures on the board? Well, yes, then get rid of them.
Yeah, it's either counter that, remove this, move on, either mill them or just slowly dink them with something small.
Yeah, but you could easily counter the creature when you should have used removal on it, or you could use removal when you should have countered it and save removal for something else.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you got to make decisions on.
Yeah.
Is this a threat?
But it doesn't surprise me that Dimir Mill is still running, as much as I hate that deck, because it's probably one of the most out of all the decks in here. It's one of the decks that actually makes me want to destroy my computer.
Yeah. I've played the Dimir Mill mirror match. It is
my
awful.
God.
It's a slow, painful death. Dimir Mill is just a slow, painful death.
Yeah, it usually comes down to who crypt incurs the first and gets more whips out.
Sean,
we're up to the whip
version. Nice.
You actually have to try to kill the other.
We might never ever return.
Yeah, you can mill them some, but then I don't know. They just basically play around your mill cards, you play around their mill cards. It's just bull.
I can't play Dimir Mill, because if I end up playing the mirror, I'm probably just going to concede to my opponent, just be like, screw this, I'm going to do something else.
Forget it. All apologies to the deck maker.
Forget it. I don't even care anymore.
Right.
Just go get it.
So there are 5 decks left for...
Yes.
Yeah.
For round 4 there were was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Yep. So
if you
now there are only.
Yeah. If you can achieve an 80% win rate, which is very high, then you will lose a deck every round, pretty much.
Right.
So I think that you don't have to do any special end to it. I think it will end quickly enough if you do a match a day.
Yeah, that's the plan. Do a match a day, see what wins. I'm in round 5 now, and I will be posting the results. Everybody who keeps up with us on the YouTube channel, you'll get the results as soon as I post them, so it's the quickest way to learn.
Is that?
That would be Magic Gath Strat.
Magic Gathering Strat.
There you go.
Gathering Strat, excuse me.
There you go. If you guys want to follow the progress of this
Magic Gathering Strat. All one word, just search it out, and YouTube will take you there.
Yes.
We'll definitely remind all of them at the end of the show.
Yeah, or search for Standard Pauper Gauntlet, and it will also take you there. YouTube likes me. Whenever you watch one of my videos, it suggests 12 more. So
if you like this video, you should watch this video, because if you like listening to this guy talk and play Magic, you like watching these videos of this guy playing Magic and talking.
Hell yeah.
You know what I figured out? I think last week, I figured out I don't know how to use YouTube tags at all. Because whenever I put YouTube tags, I'll get like this random like Russian video or like this Mickey Mouse thing that they want to suggest to me. I'm like, well, what does Mickey Mouse have to do with MTG or Magic the Gathering? How does it make any sense? What is it, like Disneyland brings the magic? So that's...
Yep.
Probably.
Probably. So,
I bring the magic and kids! Oh!
and our next article is called "Is Pauper Lost or Liberated?" I believe Dan submitted this one. What's it about?
Yes, I submitted it because I think Jason Moore said it very well. Premier events haven't fired in 3 weeks, and we are definitely in a situation where Premier events are not... There is no competitive Pauper anymore, pretty much. There are the 8 months. So what does that mean? Are we lost or liberated? And I think he put a pretty good spin on it, so it's a recommended read.
Yeah.
You would think at some point Wizards would realize they effed up.
No, I think this is exactly what they wanted all the time.
They want people to spend the money on the big, on the more expensive cards and the little.
They wanted to kill the format that costed them money, and they did.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Wizards. Appreciate it, bros.
Yeah, because $5 billion wasn't enough.
But
They needed
if
$5
you
billion.
note in the article,
3,000.
if you note in this article, Jason does give mention and credit to he does mention and give credit to the player run servers.
Yes.
That's really that's where the competitive scene is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you still want competitive play, then you probably want to move over to the Gatherling and PDC because they still can carry it. They still, to my knowledge, they still do really good on their tournament attendance.
I think today in our tournament we had I want to say 16 players or 20 players.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Classic Pauper Tuesdays regularly gets 30 plus, sometimes even 40.
That's cool.
So I mean, listen, Pauper's still there. It's still competitive. It's just, Wizards is basically has put it down to the player run events. And I actually, I think a week ago, I spoke to a good friend of Pauper the People, Mr. Hygiene. Shoutouts to him. He was pretty upset that there's no European time friendly Pauper Classic tournament. So
I was about to say that. Yes.
Yeah, I put him in the works with. Hopefully, he contacted Long Time Gone, the host of Pauper Classic Tuesdays, good friend of mine, and one of the administrators of Gatherling.com. And well, hopefully, there's going to be a European friendly time zoned one soon. So look out for that.
Yeah.
If not, then I'm.
You know what?
Yeah.
I look at it this way: if the player-run servers are the ones that are taking on the bulk of these competitive events, I would like to see more. I want to see more than Classic Pauper Tuesdays. I want to see I wouldn't mind seeing another night of Pauper, like a Pauper Classic event. Like that'd be sweet.
It needs to be on your
I'll talk to Long Time Gone.
Sure.
Because
you definitely need a European time
one. If a rundown that wasn't on a Tuesday, I could probably make it.
I'll talk to Long Time Gone about it. I'll tell him that there's
tournaments. The problem is it never works out because my kids go to bed at that time, and I have my kids by myself. So that night, so.
Well, I'll talk to Long Time Gone about it. I'll see if maybe we can get another American time one, and I'm definitely going to ask him to try and get a host for a European time one.
I mean, ideally, if they're going to be the ones carrying it, they should try running more events because I'm pretty sure just get more people.
I mean, you know what? Actually, while we're on air, I'm going to go talk to Long Time Gone right now. The funny thing is, Pauper was really a player-run format. It was made by the people for other people to play, and I think it's starting to show that maybe Wizards gave up on Pauper because it cost them a little bit of money, but we're not ready to give up on it.
Yeah.
Are you getting any of the Premier Events players coming to the Playrun events?
A couple of them do, yeah. A couple of them do, but I mean, a lot of them, they work during the week. That's why they played in the premier events on the weekends. I think the problem is, honestly, and I hope this isn't true, but this is just a theory. Most of the people who were very competitive and played in the premier events, most of those guys, I don't think they have any respect for Gatherling because it's only 7 tickets to the winner, which you're playing a pauper tournament. That sounds way better than nothing to me. That sounds just appropriate.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people who competed in the premier events really care about pauper.
I think what Mike's hitting on, what you're coming back to, is the competitive versus casual play. Competitive players will not hit up event unless they won't hit up and be interested in an event unless the payout is absolutely phenomenal.
Like basically the thing about Gatherling, about Pauper Class 2s on Gatherling is you're not really coming to play first for competitive. You're coming to play because you love Pauper, because you love playing, you love hanging out with people.
Yeah.
Being able to top 8 and look cool and make a little bit of money here and there, that's just the bonus. Or at least it is for me. I don't go to win. I go just to top 8 to show people how many times I can top 8 a tournament. And I go to socialize with people. I like the crowd there.
Yeah. Yep. And that's what it comes down, and like this argument's been, I think ever since the dawn of Magic, this argument has always been competitive versus casual. Competitive players, I'm sure they enjoy the game, but they're looking more for that prize output and winning. And your casual players, they're just playing because they enjoy it. They don't care. Like, it's just the way it is. I mean, that's never going to change, and once people can accept that and just stay on whatever side of the fence that they're going to be on, I think we're, as a whole, the whole community's better off.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like what Dan asked, we get a couple of people from the premier events that come in that play, a couple people, but the rest of the people that would compete in the premier events, I don't think they would look at us very big. They'd probably laugh, to be honest.
Yeah. You know what? And as far as I'm concerned, it's fine. Let them laugh.
Whatever. We don't need them around. I don't want a toxic environment. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've experienced that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
PH especially, that's definitely a topic.
Oh God, that's the worst.
We'll cover too. We dealt with that firsthand here at where we live at.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, so I would almost call this article liberated.
Yeah.
Probably.
I think letting the players take hold of this is probably just a better in the long run anyway. So, but we got Mike's article here. What's this article here you got?
1 second, just finishing up this.
State of the program. It's an article published every Friday on Pure MTGO.
There you go. Dan's got it. Okay, I just sent my message to Long Time about a second Pauper event and a European time one.
Nice.
Yeah. So what this is State of the Program is pretty much the major article on Pure MTGO every week. If you don't visit Pure MTGO, I don't know why you aren't. You should. There's tons of articles there for just about every format, from standard Pauper all the way to classic, soon to be vintage. I also write on there. I do some Pauper articles. They usually come out on Mondays, but there might not be one for me this week because I have a busy week ahead of me. But my favorite writer on there is Peter Jan. Pete has been on the Pure MTGO site for a long time. He does State of the Program, which is basically all the announcements and the news that happened the past week. And this particular one is cool from last week because he has a large speculation on how Vintage Masters is gonna be run, and how that week when it comes out is gonna be, which we'll discuss a little bit later. But it's a good read. It's a good speculation. I happen to agree with some of it, actually. And I mean, check him out every Friday. It's great. He talks about every format. He talks about he lets you know what flashback formats are coming out. He does let you know if there's been any bad things happening, of course, to let you watch out. So I never have a bad time reading his article.
I think it's the best summary of what's going on Magic Online anywhere.
It is.
And he's also he has very good views on stuff, and he sort of looks at things in a very analytic manner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a highly, highly intelligent person. I'm really happy to have him on Pure MTGO. He also mentioned that he actually does check out my articles too in one of his things, which was pretty awesome. That was a cool boost for me. That was awesome.
Cool little feather in your hat.
Yeah, a little feather in my hat. Little feather in my hat.
All right. So yeah, that's pretty much all the articles we really had. They're pretty good ones. We really don't have any topics. The news feed and everything's been kind of slow, just really, really slow. But metagame. In our metagame, we still have some events. Being that we talk about Gatling, we got a Pauper Classic Tuesdays event here. And what we got here is our top 8 list for this event.
No way. Slivers won.
First place.
Go figure.
There it is. It got first place. It doesn't show up in that position all that often, but it got there. People weren't ready for it.
He's running the ring.
You're winning this event with the sliver deck. What sliver deck do we got here?
He's not running Virillion Sliver's main deck. I've been saying to do that for a long time, and everybody yells at me about it.
Yeah.
Which one?
But isn't everybody
the one that gives poisonous?
Except this guy. I thought.
Is everybody running Virillion Sliver?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not running. He's not running the.
He's running Step Links in its place.
What is Step Links? What is up with that? That's not even a sliver.
Well, he has 4
No, but it's a
Evolving Wilds and
1
4
mana 4/5.
Terramorphic.
Yeah, it's a 1 mana 4/5. I guess.
So
I don't know if I necessarily agree with it at first glance.
I don't.
So that's like an alt-win condition?
That's really weird. It's like slivers and a kitty. It's like, here's a bunch
That's
of
not a kitty, that's a panther.
and here's a kitty.
Wow.
Anyway, so next up we have what is that? Red Burn deck by Mr. Skidum.
Yep.
Oh,
And this
it's
is-
some old guy burn, pretty much. It's,
Looks like the old list.
Faithless Looting and
No, it
Fear
isn't.
Tempers and
Oh yeah, there you go. It's the Faithless Burn deck.
Yeah.
yeah.
Then there's my boy, long time gone, running his own burn deck. He's been tearing it up here.
Well, it's burn. It's really easy. It's just, I'm going to put this in your face. You're the best target to have.
You calling him a bad player, Nate?
No.
Okay, I'm just kidding.
I'm just
But
saying,
but
that's
he
what
should-
burn does.
he should-
It's like I'm just going to burn you in the face, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, he should really see a doctor, though, to take care of that
Burning sensation.
Yeah, he probably should. I mean, if he has it for more than 4 hours, he might want to get it checked out.
Yeah, that's pretty standard.
I can't imagine that there's going to be that many people who listen to the show who's going to get that joke. For all the people that do, I'm so sorry that I did it. What do we got next? Next is Trinket, actually. Old school. American Trinket.
America.
America.
Dude.
I don't want to say the other words.
But yeah, it looks like we got an American, we got red, white, and blue, and it's pretty much a trinket deck.
Yeah, it's got 8 spell bombs. It's got 9 spell bombs.
Wow.
Two Sunbeam. That's the white one that gains life. 4 Pyretic spell bomb. We all know what that one is, and 3 Aether spell bomb. That's the one that bounces creatures. And then he's maxed out on Leonin. Squire, there you go. Sorry, I'm having a problem with my eyesight tonight.
Yeah.
Leonin Squire and Trick Mage, full out.
We kind of need him to make this deck
so what
work.
does this deck do against the first turn Delver? Either spellbomb it or pirate spellbomb it.
Yeah. I mean,
Yep.
this deck's Delver match. This deck's Delver matchup is pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's not very good. But Delver's not really played in this event too much because everybody who's played in Gatling just gets really we all got bored of Delver so quickly that we just never played it.
Yeah, Delver's a really good deck, but it just goes to prove you can have a really good deck, but eventually after you play it enough, you get bored and you want to do something else.
Well, no, it also goes to prove that. Well, no, I mean, you like winning, but
yes.
So does everybody here. Yeah, but like you can win without Delver.
I did play Pauper Classic Tuesdays once with Delver and won it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I watched you. Did I top 8? I did top 8 that one, but I lost in top 8 to the guy you beat in second place, I think.
Oh, you did?
I think so. Yeah, I think I either top 8'd or no. I'm sorry. I played the next week.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, I played the next week. Sorry. That's another thing that I like about Gatling is you run into the competitive decks, but you don't run into like the hardcore competitive decks where if you beat them, they're going to start complaining. Because I can guarantee you beat most Delver players, and they're going to start bitching you out.
Oh yeah.
It actually happened to me like 3 times on Gatling that people were extremely angry when they lost.
But you know what? When people start raging and typing back and forth, that's when I smile because then I have something to talk about on the show.
So anger aside, next up we have my eyesight. Holy crap.
Affinity.
Sorry, I'm really sorry. I can't see very well.
We have a Rug Affinity.
Yeah, just straight up blue, red, green.
It is Perilous. It is Perilous Affinity deck.
God, I love Perilous Research.
Yeah, Perilous Research is amazing. Like, we've talked about this before, but the reason why Perilous Affinity is a thing and the reason why it's so good is because, like, before Perilous Research, like, Affinity was looking for that really good draw spell, and then Perilous Research was demoted it into common level, and Affinity's like, yes, we want 4 of those.
I mean, if there's one thing an Affinity player hates, it's cantripping star into land.
Yeah.
As where you can play Star, play Perilous Research, and at least there, and you basically compulsive research without having to discard.
Yeah. So
or Ancestral Recall for 3 mana, I guess.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a pretty decent deck. I mean, out of all the Affinity versions, it's my favorite Affinity version. Like
Hell yeah.
I have this deck built in paper.
Yep.
Because it's just that good.
Next up is Francis Robert. He's a real veteran of the Gatling tournament. He I think played the night we had the first one that I won. Shoutouts to Goblins.
Rabid Rebels.
Why do people play Sparksmith? Why?
We got a what is this? Black Rebel deck?
Yeah, it's Rebels. It's a black-white Rebel deck. What is he playing black for? He's playing 1 Wrathy Trapper that he can go get. He's playing 2 Dimir House Guard.
Yeah, the House Guards look like they're for Pestilence or Evankar's.
Yeah.
Justice.
Yeah, he runs Castigates also.
Grim Harvest.
Runs Grim Harvest. He runs an Evankar's Justice. It's a good combo with Nightwind Glider.
Yeah, Castigate's a brutal card. I love it.
Yeah. He's running Cryptarts in the sideboard too, as a 2-of.
Yeah. That and of course everyone's favorite card, Bound in Silence, that you can just go ahead and search out of freaking nowhere.
Why would you run 3 Bound in Silence and 3 Unmakes instead of 4 Bound in Silence?
Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't run 4 Bound in... Like, Bound in Silence is probably your best removal because you can just search for it.
Yeah.
I hate that card. Like, that's my... When I'm taking Rebels on, it's like... I'm not gonna lie. If I ever take the Rebels deck on, and if I see that they're playing Rebels, I will literally, I don't care what cards they play, I will hold on for removal just because of Amro Scout.
It's true too. You will
that matchup and lose, but I will walk out of that matchup with the proud thought that Amaro Scout did not survive.
Amaro Scout has to die.
Yeah,
it does.
It's like
it's the only searcher in this deck too.
I could have
it is. He doesn't play the 1-mana one or the bird.
Wow.
I could have somebody watching me play and like, yeah, you just got your butt kicked, and I could be like, yeah, but Amaro Scout didn't survive.
He's more of a like a mid-range type of. He's more like just a good black-white aggro deck with a rebel theme.
Yeah.
If you really look at it, maybe it's the way to go.
Yeah.
Instead of going full rebels, you just go part rebels.
Well,
look what Wall of Hope Pestilence going as well.
Yeah, he's got the Pestilence thing too.
But look at cards he gets to play with. He gets to play with Castigate. That's a good card.
There's like 3 decks in one here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let's see, who did he lose to? Let's check that out.
Trinket, Blinket.
He lost
he only lost to Trinket. He beat Long Time Gone in the Swiss. He beat Sip Dog with The Walking Dead, which Sip Dog was playing Mono Black Zombies, which would make Peter proud.
Oh, that's fun.
He beat Fairies, and then he beat Dana Bears playing Domain Zoo. Well, was he running Scred Zoo is the question? No, he's not running Scred Zoo. Oh, yeah, he was. He was running Scred Zoo. Is he running my list?
Yeah.
No, he's running a combination of my list and PK's list.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, last but not least... Oh, no, I'm sorry. Prince Robert is in 7th. Next up is Blue-Red Kiln Fiend combo from QT Smash.
It does everything that it's supposed to do because that's what Kiln Fiend and Nivik Cyclops do.
Yeah, I mean it's Blue-Red Kiln Fiend.
There's nothing special.
Yeah, there's nothing special about it. And then Elves and a Togs, which means Sign of Justice was playing Affinity. Yeah. He was playing the Affinity deck with Flare Husk. He wasn't playing Perilous Research.
Yeah.
He did have Ichor Wellspring. Words. Ichor Well. He had a hat. What the hell?
Turns out Carapace Forger is an elf. I didn't know that.
Funny enough, the first time I ever knew that, I played an Azuri in my Scars deck, and I was like, alright, I'll just attack with Azuri. I was like, what? Why is my opponent... Oh, Carapace Forger is an elf! Awesome! He has 2... Oh, I thought that said Harrow. He's got a big one-of sideboard.
Yeah, he does. Like, what is he looking for? He's just looking for quick little pop shot answers here?
Yeah, I think he's just doing some good stuff. He's got one Armadillo Cloak, one Standard Bear, one Whisper Silk Cloak, one Scattershot Archer, one Remember the Fallen, which I forgot was common, actually, one Fire Slinger for all the old school players out there, one Electrickery, one Nihil Spellbomb, and one...
Essence
Harvest? The hell does that do?
That was like the greatest card out of Avacyn.
Yeah.
That no one ever played. I love that card.
Yeah, Target. Yeah, it's pretty sweet considering he's playing a lot of big.
Target player loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the greatest power of.
If you have a mirror force.
Oh, so it's a fling.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't lose your.
You don't lose your Atog.
It's a non-fling.
Should be an instant. That's not a card that should be a sorcery.
Yeah.
Making that a sorcery is a scumbag move.
Making it a sorcery would probably just make it uncommon. Or an instant.
I don't think so.
It's too good.
So yeah, that's your top 8. The rest of the meta game, I mean, there was 4 black decks, 4 mono black, including Mr. Edwin Lugo. Shoutouts to our good friend Mr. Shifted Shadows.
Yeah.
There were some sliver decks, some more, a couple of other things, but looks like Affinity and Burn are still running the roost.
Yeah. Then, going into our other event, we have Standard Pauper with Azorius Aggro.
Yay.
Azorius, which is, what is this? This is Azorius Kitty? I don't know, Azorius. This is Azorius.
Azorius Kitty.
No.
Getting things messed up, my bad.
It's Torith with Azorius Aggro. Got, let's see here. Pretty much your standard run-of-the-mill Zorius aggro deck. You got Keening Apparitions, you got Clownfin Raptors.
Yeah.
Get Baleful Eidolon. He's only playing 2 Hopeful Eidolon though. He went with the full 4 God's Willing. You got the hidden strings thing, couple Mizium skins. Pretty much a standard list.
Yeah.
Nothing special really. In second place, you got my boy Adner playing Boros aggro. Let's see what he got here. We got Wingsteed Riders. He has an Oromancer theme. And for removal, he's not really running removal. He's running 3 Madcap skills and 1 Pacifism.
Yeah.
So he's more of just an all-in type of deck.
Yeah. He's doing what Boros does. Flood the board with creatures and just swing to your heart's content till you don't get up. The other guy doesn't get up anymore.
Yeah. Next up, we got Sit Dog with Mono Black Control.
Mono Black Control.
Yeah, nothing special. We can move on.
The interesting note about Mono Black Control right now in Standard Pauper is the fact that whenever Mono Black Control is mentioned, everybody goes silent and doesn't care because everyone just hates the deck.
I really don't care. Just
nobody cares.
After today, the deck can just go die. If it wasn't for Great Merchant, the deck wouldn't even be a deck.
It's Mono Black Control is almost sits in that category like Storm decks. Look who
he beating around.
Really, really big in Classic. It was, and Storm got first place, and nobody gives a crap.
Look who he beating around, too.
So...
He beat the man who had it all. PK has not been doing that well in the Pauper tournaments, from what I've seen. Then next up, we have the lovable host, Gwinder, however the hell you pronounce his name. Gwynedd? Is that how you pronounce it?
I think so.
That's how I pronounce it. Yeah, Gwynedd.
Gwynedd? Alright. I apologize if I butchered his name. He's playing Azorius aggro with Vaporkins. And Wave Crash Triton. That new edition?
Awesome.
Card's good.
No, it's been that way for a while.
Yeah.
I've not seen that before, but that is awesome.
Yeah, that was one of my. Yeah, that was like my pick way back when this set was spoiled. Theros was spoiled a long time ago. That Wave Crash plus the hidden strings. That was my pick to go a long way.
The thing to note about Wave Crash Triton and Hidden Strings is, and we talked about this a long time on the episodes when this set was coming out. You're building your own Frost Titan.
Mm-hmm.
It's your own Frost Titan is all it is.
You think that Frost Titan was the worst? I actually don't think that Frost Titan was the worst Titan. I know I'm going to sound nuts. I actually think Inferno Titan was the worst Titan.
The what one?
The Inferno Titan, the red one.
The Inferno Titan?
I actually think Inferno Titan is the 5th, and I think that Frost Titan is the 4th.
Yeah.
I really do.
The Inferno Titan's not as good. It's simply just, you got a hasty guy and he has fire breathing.
Like being able to deal 3 damage is cool, but with Frost Titan, being able to lock down a permanent it will win you more games.
Oh, I've
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I've had EDH games where somebody right of repped a Frost Titan and really wrecked the game for everybody. So
it's also fun when people target it and then they misclick on Magic Online. That's fun. But moving on. Next up, we have Mono Red by what's that? Carnes. I'm gonna call him Carnies because it sounds funnier. I can call him whenever I want, damn it. He's running, how is it? Scorchwalker.
What the heck
He's running
is this?
Scorchwalker. He's running Madcap skill, Shucks. He's not maxing out on Burn, though.
I think he's just going for getting a creature to go through and blood rushing it for massive amounts of damage.
Mr. Brennan, what are your comments on this deck list? Yay or nay?
Well, I guess it depends on. It's going to 100% depend on what I'm running at the time. If I'm, yeah, I mean, I hate to do that as a cop out, but
I don't really think it's a cop out. I mean, it's a metagame choice.
Right. Scorchwalker seems to me a really expensive 5/1 combat trick.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a quick lava axe, right? It's a quick 3-mana lava axe is basically what it is.
Pretty much.
Okay, that's true.
Basically, you swing through with any of these guys, right? You get a Crowan Crusader through and hit, and then you go and do this cute little Scorchwalker thing to him, and now you've just hit for 6, and you gave yourself a red soldier creature.
They can block with, yeah. It's true.
But all they got to do is block with one thing.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of the downside, but it's cute.
I mean, every card is a downside except for Grave Merchant of Kiss My Asphodel. Yeah, you like that one, don't you? I just made that up. Speaking of Grey Merchant of Asphodel, next up we got Godzo with Mono Black Splash Blue. The blue cards that he is playing are Clownfin Raptor. I think that's it for creatures. He's also splashing blue for Returned Phalanx.
He's using Returned Phalanx for the amazing fact that it is
2 mana,
3 for 2, and you can make an attacker for 1 blue mana.
Yep, he's splashing Divination as well, and then he's got a bunch of 1-ofs in the main. He's got a 1-of Psychic Strike in the main, and a 1-of Voyager's End. So I guess he decided halfway through he wanted to play Highlander. And then sideboard. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I interviewed Godzo a while back when he hit first place with one of his decks, and he loves to have. I mean, it's just his thing. He loves to have, an answer for something all the time, and so that's why you see. I mean, look at the sideboard. It also has a trillion.
Yeah, a bunch of
one-ofs.
He's just putting
That's just what he likes. I mean, that is how he makes his decks.
I remember when Worlds 2007 happened, and you had 4 Japanese players top 8 in New York with all with elves, and they all had like the weirdest 1-ofs you would ever see. Like you had like 1 Civic Wayfinder. I think back then. I don't remember if Future Sight was still legal, but they had like 1 Slaughter Pact for like some random reason. It was weird too, and a lot of people were saying that they were cheating because there was just no reason to have these 1-ofs unless they knew something that we didn't about shuffling. It was the funniest freaking thing.
Wow, that's a stretch.
Yeah, Japanese people confirmed smartest people alive.
Not only are we sexist, we're racist too.
Wait, he just complimented him. Is it?
Wait, is it being
I'm confused.
Is it Pete?
Are we talking about Japanese girls now?
Oh, I would love to talk about
Dan,
All right, let's get back to the show here.
No, I want to talk about some K-pop. Come on now.
No. We're not going to go there. I'm already gonna have like a few paragraphs to read when I get this email sent back to me from Chris. So you guys are just burying me deeper and deeper in a grave for Chris right now.
Oh, you're past 6.
I'm probably past.
They thought that you had the Black Plague of Death inside of you, so they buried you like 15 feet.
Yeah, like this whole episode, I'm pretty sure Chris is just digging a hole. He's like, "Yep, this is for Nate."
He's going to tell us to redo the episode. It's so bad.
Yeah.
Next up in 7th place is my brother from another mother, Gordani, with the Black Red White deck I talked about earlier. Basically, what this deck is, it's just a good. I mean, it's just a good Black, White, Red, good stuff deck. It plays 4 of the White Gatekeepers, 3 of the Black Gatekeepers for your card advantage. Plays 4 Lightning Strikes and 3 Shocks. Plays some Read the Bones for some extra card draw. Plays some August Reese to kill some Grey Merchants. Plays a bunch of Edict Effects and Devour Flesh and Celestial Flare. And PK23 was also playing it, but unfortunately did not do well. The 2 matches he lost were actually Torith. He lost to Torith in round 3 and then lost to him in the top 8. Gordon told me that the reason he lost was he just got flooded, and by the time he drew Read the Bones, unfortunately it was too late, and the Azorius deck was just too fast.
Yeah. Azorius, yeah, but that makes sense, though.
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
And the Azorius deck is getting that new Warwing Siren, and dude, it's just going to be even stronger, I think. Yeah, a 1/3 heroic blue, dude.
Nice.
It's going to be crazy.
Looking at Gordani's matchup here, it looks like round 3 took Azorius aggro on, then got to the end when they were doing top 8, and it's like hit his matchups like, oh, again, damn it.
It's funny because it's actually what he said. Well, I mean, he used a much vulgar word that I don't want to repeat. I mean, we've already dug a hole, but
you want to.
I do, but I can't. Anyway, in 8th place, we then have Mr. Last but not least, Mr. VG Factor 88 with an Esper deck, basically. It's white. Oh, I'm sorry. It's white, blue, black, basically Blink.
Yeah.
Plays 4 of the duplex guy, the 2-mana 2/2 dude that returns crap. But he did lose. He went 2-2 and made the top 8. He beat White Weenie, deck that unfortunately is not listed. Then he lost to Godzo, he lost to Mono Red, and he lost to Gwynedd. So
yeah,
take that for what you will. This is basically just it's just a black, blue, white deck.
Just Esper stuff.
Yeah, just Esper stuff. No counter spells. Just stuff.
Yeah.
All in all, a pretty healthy format.
Oh yeah, and I'm looking at the brew of the month because hopefully by next week we should be able to buy the cards. I'm really looking at. I'm pretty confident about the list we developed last episode because Dan was on at last week's episode. We already went through our sideboard and looked at every single deck we could possibly face. And I'm looking just based off our sideboard for the brew of the month. I think we're sitting really good against most of these decks.
Right, but the problem is, and I apologize for missing last week, is next. I mean this Friday. This Friday. I don't care about your opinion, Mikey. This Friday, all new cards. Oh, Mikey, I love you too. I'll send you some pics later.
Wait, what?
Anyway, yeah, it would have all new cards.
We officially just stepped over the line. I think we officially just jumped into the grave.
Oh, what? I didn't say anything bad. I said I just said positive things. Anyway, it's gonna. I think everything's gonna change after this week. Yeah. So that brew of the month may need to extend.
And what exactly do you mean by that?
By what?
Let everybody know why you think there's going to be change.
Because of all the new cards.
Do you think there will be a new deck?
Oh, nice.
I hope so. Yeah. I kind of mind the standard Pauper show next week is going to have some quasi new brews. Yeah. Both Vault Boy Hunter and I kind of came up with some of our own, just totally new off the wall. Yeah, he's a cool dude.
What?
We both came up with our own, and they're going to be on the show. Mine was a Golgari enchant deck, and he came up with a black-white
guy. Are you using the blood crazed whatever guy?
I'm not, but he is. He's doing gray villains, which is black-white, and that is the star of the show on that one.
Sorry, Brennan, but I'm siding with him because I love that blood crazed guy.
Oh yeah,
I'm siding with people whose name aren't.
It's awesome. No, I know you wouldn't. But yeah, no. Hey, these are our archetypes. I don't claim to be a brewer of any worth, but I just have ideas, and I want everybody else to expand on them if they can.
Yeah.
I can think of neat interactions, but putting it all together in a deck, I leave that up to people who profess to be brewers.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I do. I kind of just present the idea. Yeah. If you like it, go with it. But yeah, he's definitely using Blood Crazed Hoplite.
I love that card. Bloodcraze Hoplite is so good because I just like how it's black, and it also pretty much puts a thumb in the eye of every heroic deck because it can keep up with heroic decks.
Yeah, no, it's great.
I always like to compare brewing and Magic to playing a charge character in Street Fighter. It's an art. And if anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, try to pick up somebody like M. Bison in Street Fighter and be amazing with him.
Yeah.
I guarantee you getting used to doing combos while having to hold back for 2 seconds is going to screw you.
Yeah. But yeah, so that is our metagame. Next is our MTGO Finance. I'll go into the paper for part first. Right now, birthing pods are down. They were $20, and now they are down to $12. They dropped $8. So if you want to get a birthing pod when it comes to eBay or in your store or local stores, now is the time to hit them up because I don't think they're going to keep that $12 price very long.
I can't believe they weren't banned. There was nothing done to the ban list this time.
Yeah. It's... Melirapod is still a really good deck in Modern, and the fact that birthing pods are down probably only means that something else dominated for a few weeks, so they dropped them. But I don't perceive birthing pod or Melirapod staying out of the top 4 very long, and they're going to shoot back up as soon as Melirapod gets its bearing back. So
Melirapod is number 1 online, but birthing pod is still down online too.
Wow. Yeah. You know what I saw? I know this is kind of getting off finance topic, but it's kind of leaning towards it. One of the guys from the A team, he was streaming, and basically his whole argument was that Wizards was stupid for banning Deathrite Shaman. And the only thing he said, why did they ban Deathrite Shaman when they didn't ban Goryo's Vengeance? And they sat there on Twitch live in front of he's like 3 hours of matches or something to that effect, and just match after match after match after match, and he wins them all with Goryo's Vengeance. He throws either in Grizzlebrand or Emrakul.
Yeah, it's a turn 2 combo.
Yeah, he goes, well, why? They did that to prevent things. They banned to prevent things like this, but they did nothing to Goryo's Vengeance. He's like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But the deck isn't doing anything online. There's a lot of talk about it, but it's...
Yeah, the deck really doesn't show up at all.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, the only person who really, put any, real effort to it was Todd Anderson, and he doesn't really play the deck anymore.
Yeah. But so birthing pod's down. If you have any angst and want to buy this card, I would suggest picking it up because I don't see this card staying down. I think it's gonna jump back up eventually. Another thing is Sphinx's Revelation is down to $15, and that used to be a $25-$30 card. So it really took a hit. So I would pick this one up while it's down. And then as far as everything else is concerned, shocks. All your new reprinted shock lands are $10 to $12. If you have any angst at wanting a play set, or if you're an EDH player and you want them for your EDH decks, now's the time to grab them because it's not necessarily the price that will change all that much on the reprints. It's the fact that as long as Standard's still going, I believe Dragon Maze is the only set in Return to Ravnica block that's still being printed.
I think so, yeah.
And all 10 of them were printed in that set. You want to grab these before they quit printing them because I can guarantee you that after they quit, Dragon Maze goes off the presses. Regardless of the fact that they'll stay to $10 to $12 for a while, people aren't going to get rid of them because they're shocks, and I mean, you're not going to see them again for a long time. If they ever hit another reprint cycle, you're not going to see it for quite a few years. So if you want to get them before they jump back eventually in the long term jump back up, shocks are probably what you want to pick up in paper. Because I mean, once they go off rotation, the Dragon Maze is done being printed, they're gonna gradually jump back up. They'll gradually jump up in price.
I mean, another big thing too is it's not Modern season.
Yeah.
But
so
it is modern season.
Yeah, very
soon.
Yeah,
very soon it is.
And
right now it is.
When modern season ends, and
they're gonna go back down.
Shocklands rotate out of standard at the same time.
Yeah.
They might be lower than now.
Yeah, so you want to grab these because once they quit printing them, they're going to disappear. This is one of those cards that people will sit on, even though they're not going to use all of them. So, but yeah, that's all I got for the paper. What do you got for the digital side, Dan?
Well, I'll take this chance to talk about how rotation works online. Because rotation is the most powerful financial force there is. If you look at Innistrad block, everything reached its lowest point between 2 and 4 weeks after rotation happened. That is second half of October, early November of last year. Even cards that were not played in standard at all hit their lowest point, like Griselbrand. Griselbrand didn't drop a lot, Liliana of the Whale didn't drop a lot, but they did drop, and they hit their lowest point right after rotation. And so will happen with Shocklands as well. When Shocklands come off, the Modern PTQ season ends, and they rotate out of standard. Some people don't play Modern, and people dump their Shocklands, but in October, early November, will definitely be the best chance to pick up Shocklands online. For 5 years, I would expect. Okay, more details from the Magic Online. The flashback drafts are ending tomorrow. We don't expect them back until after Huey release. There is a lot of things happening this summer, and I don't think they need to do flashback drafts. So, and they have almost done the full circle. They might do Master Edition drafts, because Master Edition haven't been flashbacked, and they need to get the dual lands out. I did assume that dual lands would just be in Vintage Masters, because Underground Sea is almost $50 now, and nobody will play Vintage if Underground Sea is $50. But they might try to solve it by doing flashback drafts, but Master Edition is generally hated format. And if Force of Will isn't there to drive the drafts, that is, if Force of Will is in Vintage Masters and its price drops, then it will be very hard to get people to play Master Edition.
Yeah, is Masters Edition also in paper? I don't even remember.
No, Masters Edition is a special Magic Online.
List, so it can't.
Yeah, Masters Edition was created to get the Legacy cards online.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So right now, then, a lot of Pauper cards are very low due to the flashback drafts. This lasts for just a couple of days, so pick up Smash the Smithereens, Nettle, Sentinels, Manamorphose right now. And
definitely Nettle Sentinels, because those are pricey.
Yeah, and they dropped 80%. Now they are 30 cents. So
good.
Overall, everything from Shadowmoor Eveningtide crashed extremely hard. Even the rares.
You know what it was? It was probably the free events. A lot of packs were open.
Yeah, that's the reason.
A lot of packs were open.
Yes, because it was.
Moto crashed on it too.
There was no Lorwyn packs there, right? Lorwyn Eveningtide.
No, it was just straight up Shadowmoor.
Yeah, okay, that's the reason. So pick up your 15 cents Smash the Smithereens and Manamorphoses, because that won't last. They will triple in value in just a month.
Oh yeah.
Probably, yeah.
And now Modern PTQ season is coming up, and I expect Modern prices on Magic Online to be higher than they have ever been. So pick up your birthing pods and stuff. Fulminator Mages recently dropped them because of the Shadowmoor drafts. And yeah, so but Modern PTQ season is the big thing coming up.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, and now we're gonna have Mikey K's financial revelation.
Oh God, I was hoping you would not call it that, but All right. Well, first of all, If anyone remembers, I think it was about 3 or 4 episodes ago, Dan and I were discussing Lion's Eye Diamond. Dan thought that Lion's Eye Diamond would somehow reach 50 cents because if it was reprinted in Vintage Masters, there'd be so many copies of it between Mirage being online and between it being a promo that it would, drop to so low. But there was one thing that, Dan, that we forgot about, that there's a good reason why Lion's Eye Diamond shouldn't be reprinted in Vintage Masters. It might not be. It's restricted in Vintage Masters. It's only a one-of. It's only a one-of in Vintage. So there's really no reason to reprint it if people only need one. Yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot it was restricted in Vintage. You see, I'm so used to seeing Classic online that I forgot about it because I believe Lion's Eye Diamonds is not restricted in Classic. Yeah. So that's another thing. But if you read... I think I'm feeding back.
On the other hand, they will reprint most of the restricted list.
Yes. I mean, obviously we know the Power 9's coming.
Yeah, and expect Demonic Tutor.
Yes, Demonic Tutor, because it's not that definitely could be reprinted. I mean, that is a vintage S card. A Mystical Tutor could be in there as well as a common. But the other problem is, this is a format that is going to be made to be drafted as well.
Yeah, but
so that's another thing.
Pete says that is a problem, but look at Modern Masters. They reprinted 90% of the staple cards in Modern. It was like they didn't miss a lot, and they still made
but what I'm talking about,
format.
What I'm talking about is, are they really going to build an archetype where a card like Mystical Tutor is actually going to be played?
I think the rares don't care about the draft format. The draft format's all about commons and uncommons.
That's very true.
Yeah.
So if you read Pete's article, I'm just going to skim it here for a couple of the important ones. He talks about how Modern Masters works, and how they want a ton of people to play Vintage Masters. And
look at the unplayable draft rares in Modern Masters, like Blood Moon and stuff. It wasn't there for the limited format.
Right, they definitely are going to reprint some cards that are just for that. But one of the things that Pete says and that I actually highly agree with is they might not to let people hold value or to not dedicate spots to cards that are already on Magic Online. It's very, very possible that like Dan said, they will bring back they'll bring back Modern Masters, Flashback Drafts. Masters Edition Flashback Drafts, so that they don't have to waste spots on the dual lands. Especially since how many reprints of how many Masters Editions are the dual lands in? 3?
In 2. They're 5, 5, 10. But Masters Edition 2 and 3 and 4 never ever fire. People will never play them. It's only Masters Edition 1 that can be played, and that doesn't have dual lands.
Yes, but we know that Wizards doesn't think about that.
I think they do. I think I very much don't expect them to try to solve that, because it's a single
I hope you're correct. I do.
Vintage Masters. So
It's also a big reason why Force of Will. There's a good chance why it might not be in Vintage Masters, which I think would be the actual biggest mistake of all time. Yeah. The Force of Will is, in my opinion, and I mean I don't think there's any doubt, it is the most popular non-powered card of all time. It is. Yes. It is a 4-of in every blue deck that you see in Vintage. And it's pretty much a 4-of in just about every blue deck you see in Legacy that doesn't have Delver in it. And in those decks that have Delver in it, most of the time there are 3 of them. That's a lot.
Yeah.
So if they don't put Force of Will in it, and Pete's theory is correct, that they're just going to try and force Masters Edition Flashback Drafts, we're going to have a problem.
Yes.
Yeah. We're going to have a huge problem.
It will kill Vintage.
Especially with the duels.
The thing to understand about a card like Force of Will, you gotta, it's so good. I mean, it's.
You going robot-y?
Yeah. Huh?
Okay, you're back.
Yeah. No.
You were going robot for a second.
Oh, sorry. No, Force of Will is such a good card. I mean, like if you Days was designed pretty much off of that card almost. Like, it's like poor man's version of Force of Will. I mean, that's why Days were so high for a while, and it's like it's that I would be I'm agree with you, Mike. I would be very upset if Force of Will is not in this this modern Masters or the Vintage Masters.
Now, so some of the cards I do believe will be in Vintage Masters. For blue cards, you'll probably see Days as a common.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of the it's pretty popular in Legacy. It's popular in Classic. It's not played that much. It's not really played that much in Vintage. But I think Days is kind of that eternal card that fits a common role.
It's a good draft. It's a good draft card.
I mean, we saw Force Spike in Masters Edition, I think. So I think we did. For other blue cards, we'll probably see Mana Drain. Mana Drain is a major staple in a lot of vintage decks nowadays. We're probably not going to see any Planeswalkers. I don't think we're going to see a Jace the Mind Sculptor in Vintage Masters. That'd be really funny though. For green cards, you'll probably see Berserk.
Yeah,
you'll more than likely see Berserk. We're not going to see Tarmogoyf, of course. So any of you who are thinking they're going to print Tarmogoyf again, I highly doubt it. Especially because it's such a modern card and it's barely played in Vintage.
I think it's quite likely that we will see no modern cards at all.
No, we're not going to see any modern. We're not going to see Dark Confidant, even though Dark Confidant's a bigger card in Vintage, in my opinion.
It is.
I doubt we're going to see it. We might see Cabal Therapy as a discard spell. It's possible.
Yeah,
that card's awesome.
That's possible. It's very possible that for red cards, we might see Imperial Recruiter.
Yes.
We could see Imperial Recruiter. For white cards, we'll probably see Swords to Plowshares as an uncommon.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll probably see that. For black, I mean, I have to agree with Dan. I mean, we'll probably see Demonic Tutor. We'll probably see Vampiric Tutor actually too, because there's only one printing of it, right? 6th edition's not online.
Mm-hmm.
Probably see Necropotence. I hope. I love Necropotence. Such a good card. Goddamn
Necropotence.
It's in every black EDH deck I ever have, so yeah.
I think Necropotence is just the black card that is almost in every black deck.
Yeah, right?
What can I play for really low and get whatever the heck I want and as many cards as I want?
Yeah.
But
it's a hard decision.
Artifacts are probably the biggest thing, because for artifacts, you're likely to see Time Vault. You're very likely to see Time Vault and Voltaic Key.
Candelabra.
You could see Candelabra. You could see Thran Dynamo. You could see Soul Ring. We'll probably see Soul Ring. If we don't see Soul Ring, I think that's a real fail.
I think we'll say Soul Ring because it has been reprinted 4 times.
Really? Oh, that's right. It's in Commander decks. I apologize. You're right. It's in every Commander deck.
What about Mana Crypt?
Yeah. Mana Crypt we'll definitely see. Definitely see that. As far as the lands that we will see go, we'll probably see Workshop. If we don't see Mishra's Workshop, then somebody's got to screw loose.
Yeah.
We'll probably see Academy. We might see Rishodon Port. I don't think so, but there's a chance.
Why wouldn't they print it?
Because it's not really that popular. I mean, shop decks don't really play it anymore.
Okay, but I think they want to kill the every card that has a high price. They want to bring down.
Oh yeah, good point.
So, yeah, I think we'll see.
So we might see Strip Mine. We'll probably see Caracas.
Both of those seems very likely.
We could. It is possible, because it is one of the most played lands. We could see Wasteland.
Oh yeah.
And that's going to be pretty freaking huge.
Yeah.
That's going to be pretty big.
You guys are speaking my language. This is all EDH gold. Well, except Kraken.
I think there will be a lot of EDH gold in Vintage Masters.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, and Vintage Masters drafts are probably going to be 25 tickets, and I mean, this is Vintage Masters compared to Modern Masters. This is Vintage where you open up Black Lotus, you're probably buying yourself a collection for Modern.
Yeah.
You're probably buying yourself a collection. And remember, they have...
Oh, no, go ahead. You finish your thought.
they haven't said we're not going to see foil power.
They have said that there will be foil power.
They did say there's going to be foil power.
They did say there will be foil power.
Yes.
I'm telling you, if I opened up Foil Lotus, I'm throwing it out there for 5,000 tickets. First come, first serve.
Yeah. If I understand
that's the first thing I'm doing.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't expect Black Lotus Action Online to go above 6.
A
you
foil
think it will?
Lotus will be 72 times as rare.
Oh yeah, that's true. Foil Lotus Online will literally be the absolute rarest card in all of Magic history. I mean, do you? Let me ask you guys a question because I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this. Do any of you actually know why the Power 9 is called the Power 9?
Because there are 9 cards.
Yeah, they're very powerful.
Hate you, Dan. I do. I really do. No, I don't. No, they're called the Power 9 because when Magic first came out, they were the 9 rarest cards that you could open.
But
okay.
They were as rare as the other cards at rare?
They were as rare as the other cards. They were the 9. They were considered the 9 most powerful, most rarest cards in the set. Black Lotus to this is said to be the hardest card of all time to ever open in a pack.
Do you mean that they took them out, or because
they just didn't print a lot of them.
But they ran print sheets for Alpha. They had 3 print sheets: rare, uncommon, and common. So there are 1,800 beta lotuses, 19,000 unlimited lotuses, and it's the same as Granite Gargoyle.
The hell's a Granite Gargoyle?
Exactly.
I have owned 3 beta lotuses and like 5 unlimited, and the print runs were published.
I ran on the wiki page that the reason why they're called the Power 9 is because they were the 9 most rarest cards in Magic. That's what I read.
The rarest cards in Magic are the Arabian Nights uncommon trees, because they only exist in 20,000 copies, whereas lotuses.
Yeah, we don't talk about Arabian Nights here.
Yeah.
So you have to go like Alibaba and stuff. So Ali from Cairo.
Why you gotta do that? Why'd you? We're gonna get a racist.
There's no way. Hey, there's awesome cards. And
I'm gonna Google this right now on air. Why is the Power 9 called the Power 9?
Because there's nothing more riveting than listening to someone search the internet.
Why is the Power 9?
I'm pretty sure it's because they are 9 cards. Because we used to talk about the Power 10s, including the library.
Yeah, library is the so-called 10th card, while Bazaar is like the 12th or something.
Yeah, Bazaar wasn't good before Ravnica.
That's true. Well, no, Bazaar was okay. Bazaar had some decks that it was good in.
Squee.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go to the Rage of the Week while you're doing research on that?
Yeah, go for it. Remember, I got a Rage of the Week, too.
Alright, Rage of the Week. Mike has one, but this is the one I found. This one goes, this is a shout-out to none other than Mox Better. Alright, so looks like we're doing a standard? No, modern?
Is he raging on Blippi?
Yeah, he is.
Raging on Blippi.
That should be forbidden.
We're doing modern. We're playing modern. Looks like Blippi is doing pretty good here. He's got whatever his setup here is. Mox Better is just, he kind of doesn't type. He looks like he might have said the F word. And yeah, he did. He said the F word. He just typed the F word. That's why it wasn't showing up. And then we go where he talks again, and he types, "You take so blanking long." And then Blippi, more stuff happens. Blippi responds with "thinking hard." Mox Better responds with
blank off, and Mox Better has lost connection to the game.
Yeah, but look at this. Okay, look at Mox Better's time, 28 minutes. Look at Blippi's time, 26 minutes. There's only 2 minutes difference, and that's enough to make Mox Better lose his shit? Are you kidding me? 2 minutes! Oh, damn it, Blippi! 2 minutes!
Okay.
With this
I found the real reason they're called the Power 9. They're called the Power 9 because they were considered the 9 cards that broke the rules of Magic.
Yeah, they sure did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got a one mana target player draws 3 cards.
I remember Richard Garfield saying that we never thought anybody would buy more than like 8 boosters, so that wasn't a problem.
Yeah.
You know that Ancestral Recall is part of a cycle too? Supposedly, like, blue got Recall, green got Giant Growth, red got Lightning Bolt, black got Dark Ritual.
Healing Solve is the best one.
Yeah, white got Healing. White was Healing Solve. White wasn't Source to Plowshares, it was Healing Solve. Source to Plowshare was something else.
Yeah, yeah. If I ever got an Ancestral Recall, I wouldn't use it to draw cards. I would make other people draw 3. That's how fucked up.
Blue gets Ancestral Recall and green gets Giant Growth.
Yep.
How the hell does that? It wasn't Berserk. It's considered Giant Growth.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
It was in case anybody doesn't get the reference. It's they all do something with the number 3.
Yeah.
Lightning Bolt does 3 damage. Healing Salve prevents 3 damage.
It's got great art too, you know.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the worst cycle ever.
Yeah.
It's gotta be the most unbalanced cycle I think I've ever seen in any card.
Yeah.
I knew it because Ancestral Recall was rare and the others weren't.
Actually, the worst cycle ever is probably the getting rid of banding lands and legends. That's the
We don't talk about banding. We don't talk about banding.
Remove banding from target.
We don't talk about banding. We don't talk about stupid little birds that for some reason can kill a 10/10 creature out of the blue. We don't talk about that crap.
Others.
Anyway.
What rage of the week do you got, Mike?
Oh, I got a fun little story. So I was doing a cube draft with a friend of mine, and I drafted a blue-white deck. My friend told me to take balance. I didn't think much of it at the time. So playing against the guy in round 2. He's playing blue, black, red, and I'm on blue, white. At some point he goes to Fairy. I Caracas it back. In response he goes Shadow Mage Infiltrator. Instead of recasting to Fairy so I could Wrath of God the next turn and blow him out, he cast Catastrophe. Now, for most of you who don't know what Catastrophe is, it's 4 white. It's 4 white. Choose one. Destroy all creatures or all lands. He destroys all lands. I get back my Coalition Relic, and I draw a Plains. I draw, I think, an Underground Sea. I don't remember. He draws a non-land, so I'm at 2. It's 2 turns later. Can you guys imagine what I top deck next? Give you a hint. I mentioned the card earlier.
Balance.
Oh, I did. I was a dirty little man. I top decked Balance. He ended up discarding 3 cards out of his hand, losing his creature, and promptly lost the game.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
The next game, he said, turn 3. That was the dirtiest, sickest, most I don't want to say the word, but bleeping luck I've ever seen. Good job. And I promptly said, thank you.
Yeah.
And then I whooped his ass 5 turns later. I also had another rage quit in round 1. So, turn 1 I go Plains. Turn 2 I went Plains. Turn 3 I went Plains and Brimaz. He went to counter it. I Force of Willed and he scooped. I actually have the picture on Facebook.
Nice.
Cool.
Then the next game I proceeded to get not only Mana Tithed, not only Spell Pierced, but I got Dazed as well.
Oh wow, you got all of the counter spells you
I'm
hit.
sure Force Spike was somewhere in his deck. Oh no, I'm sorry, I didn't get Spell Pierced. I got Pact and Negation.
Ooh.
Oh.
Every single free spell in the book, and I still won.
There you go.
Nice.
Easy pickings.
All right. Anybody else have any rages? Or are we good?
No more rage.
Good.
No rage?
I mean, Dan kind of raged against little 12-year-old girls, right?
No. That's not very friendly.
Yeah.
That sounded even worse.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If no one knew.
Move on. Move on.
Oh my god!
All right. I have an email.
Oh, shit.
I have an email.
Oh god, Chris is gonna kill us.
Yes. Email.
Email. Good.
Email. We love email.
We have an email.
This is gonna kill me.
It's Nate. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry, it's just me. All right. Shout outs and email. We have an email here from Stephen Petrarca. I hope I didn't.
Petrarca, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, Petrarca. I think that's what I'm going to call
I
him.
hope
Petrarca, yeah.
Okay, I hope I didn't mispronounce it.
We'll just call him Stephen P. There you go.
We'll call him Stephen. He sent us an email, and here it is. He goes, "Hi there. I listened to a good portion of your show this afternoon." He doesn't say what episode it was, so I'm not even sure.
It was last episode because he's mentioning the Brew of the Month.
Last week, yeah.
Was it last week? Okay. I was wondering if you released the deck list from the Brew of the Month. Magic the Gathering is very popular with the local children that attend a nonprofit for free teen center sponsored by Parks and Recreation Department in my hometown. Cool. I have been working there for around 6 years, being a longtime player of Magic from my childhood, and more recently getting back into the game, Return to Ravnica. I have an expansive collection of older cards. Recently, we have been trying to stay in the blocks. The kids and I have been playing and collecting via various drafts, both my own, with friends who would donate extra play sets of unused commons to the teen center, or with the work program, where the town would buy a box of boosters and the kids kept the cards after drafts. Getting back to my points, I know they would love to see some real Magic decks that could make and be good competitive with less money and more strategy. Thanks for your time. You've gained a listener, Cindo. And then he wrote back, and so I listened to 5 more minutes of the podcast, and you started comparing the top 10 lists on PDC Magic. So thanks for answering my question so quickly, even though you didn't mean to. With thanks, Cindo. For those that might have not listened to last week's episode, when we did the Brew of the Month, we looked at our sideboard and literally went through all the big decks and discussed what we would take out and what we would add from the sideboard and take out from the main board. It was pretty. We got pretty in depth on it, so I'm not going to go into how in depth or any specific content, but it's all on last week's show. It was pretty good. But yeah,
you know what we could do. I mean, he says he works for a youth center, I guess I could call it. We could, maybe run a charity drive for that guy one day.
Yeah, Cindo, I know you're listening to the show now, we've gained a listener. If you can give us some sort of address, like maybe not your personal one or anything, but
give us like a PO box,
like or a PO box.
Try to run a charity
the
drive
center where you're working. I'm pretty sure we could send some Pauper standard commons your way.
Or even just some booster packs.
I'm pretty sure there'd be people in our community that'd be willing to donate that stuff. I know I got lots of extra stuff floating around. I could probably donate some comics.
I mean, I'm sure Dan will have some Girl Scout cookies to send you as well.
I ate them all.
Dan, I don't think you're going to live that down.
You're really not. I'm going to try to bring that up every single week for the rest of my life that you're on the show. Or I'm on the show, whichever one comes first.
So yeah, just get that info to us, and maybe we can get some charity drive or some donations out of your area to your local group. So good job, and keep those younger players playing because they're our future.
Yep. Yes, indeed. Speaking of which, have we gotten any EDH deck lists from our viewers for our EDH
nobody's sent an EDH deck list for me yet.
God damn, you listeners are effing lazy.
Yes, like I said, give me a list. We'll go through it on the other show.
That's right. All you Pauper players that aren't sending us EDH decks, how dare you?
Well, you know what? I mean, I am.
We're doing a deck end of this.
I don't think that you're in the line of calling about jerks after what you spoke about at the beginning of the show. I'm just kidding.
But yes.
But since I'm going to be streaming it, I mean, I have a donation button. We could run a donation drive for this youth center at the end of the year.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
The Pauper EDH that me and my friend Garrett were talking about was all the variations of Hill Giant in Magic the Gathering.
Every Grey Ogre and Hill Giant known to man. I remember I was like 11 years old or like 10 years old, and I didn't really know much about cards, but some dude comes out of the card store and says, "Hey, you want to buy this Hill Giant? It's worth $100. It's like a foil common." I'm like, I look at him like, do I look that stupid? He got really pissed off too.
Yeah, well,
You're trying to sell me a foot.
But I still need a deck for this end of the year Twitch thing we're doing. So get your deck submitted, and
I would rather play one that a viewer gives me than build one myself.
Yeah, I'd rather play a viewer one.
And Dan is banned from playing the color blue, so that we can put him through agony for beating the little girls.
No.
Oh wait. Does anybody know how Sam is doing?
Huh?
Who?
Sam.
Ball Boy?
Oh. Yeah, I know Dan gets the reference.
Oh, Sam. Hey, Sam.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Great top deck, Sam.
Mr. Christopher Sam Weaver. I wonder what he's been doing since the Pauper premiere events haven't been firing. He usually plays all of them because he's got nothing else better to do, I guess.
Had a lot of real life happening to him.
Yeah, he decided to leave his house after like 6 months. Finally took a shower, ate a piece of bread, drank a Monster, just ran out of the house.
That's a lot of excitement.
We should close this show down because it's getting close to that time. How can they reach you, Dan?
They can reach me on YouTube at Magic Gathering Strat or on my other channel, Fan of History. I've also sort of adapted the name Fan of History for all my YouTube stuff, so I'm now Fan of History on the Pauper to the People forums as well, where I spend some time.
Yep. How can they get a hold of you, Mike?
Well, you can reach me on YouTube at MikeyK159. You can reach me at the same name on Twitch.tv. You can also reach me at Nate's Twitter. I'm sure he'll have no problem getting you some messages back. And you can also reach me on Magic Online. My name is MikeyK159. Pretty much the same goddamn thing everywhere. And yeah, so that's about it.
How can they get a hold of you, Brandon?
Well, all you have to really do, search for Cerulean on Twitter, and I'm out there, and also that same Magic Gathering Strat on YouTube. I post videos out there, and I try to keep up with them, so comment, and I'll comment back.
I'll get a hold of you, Nick. Commanders HQ.
Commanders HQ2 at google.com.
Mm-hmm.
I like how you had to point that out to him.
Yeah,
well, he's new to this whole thing.
Very funny.
He's a rookie.
I am a rookie in the technological era, but yeah.
Get used to it after a while.
Yes, I suppose, yeah.
What about you, Nate? How can
you
they reach
get a hold of me at paupertothepeople@gmail.com or Twitter at Nathan Yunkin, or on Commanders HQ2 at google.com. My MTGO name is NUCon, as well as on the forums, so you can reach me there. But that's about it. I think we got a show. I'll send it to Chris. Get ready for the big long email.
I think I'm gonna have to do it. I think I'm gonna have to make a Twitter.
But
I don't want to do it, but I'm gonna have to do it.
Until next week. Until next week.
What are we, the Tapping Glass show now?
What are you doing?
Yeah. I'm Brennan.
I'm Mike.
I'm Dan.
I'm Nick.
And that is Pauper to the People.
Shout outs to 12-year-old girls, man. Right there.
Whoa, no.
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 They should be crushed, not shout out to.
Oh God, that's worse.
But without further ado,
Wait. Crush a little girl? What? Never mind.
Without further ado, I'm gonna have to leave you guys now because I gotta get to work and it's already late. So
Okay.
let's
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Later, everybody.
later.
See you guys later.
See you later.
Bye, Nick.